Hello.
Cinema Snob!
No.
But it'll be for the DVD.
No.
It'll get it even more exposure.
No.
It'll allow me to mercilessly make fun of you. Wait, is that my advantage or yours?
Neither, really.
Come on, it's the Cinema Snob movie. Who the hell's gonna take it that seriously?
Oh, you're talking about the Cinema Snob movie. Well, that's alright. I thought you were talking about the human spider, and you leave that masterpiece alone.
I'm gonna assume everything everywhere makes no sense. The Cinema Snob movie! Cinema Snob, deemed the classiest person on Channel Awesome despite the fact that he reviews porn, gives us an origin story on par with any fantastically great character, minus being fantastically great. It's the most goofy, exploitive, violent, in-your-face film since Shafted a crossover with Deep Throat. So let's see if a Z-grade movie reviewer can make a decent Z-grade movie himself. This is the Cinema Snob movie. We start off with all the incredible landscapes of Springfield, so really just 3 shots, as we see Chester E. Brad on the side of the road trying to talk to a movie producer.
Tell me what you do.
I'm a writer, a screenwriter. We've already got a director for this project, and as you can see, it's already typed out. We've got the equipment.
Is anyone really listening right now instead of asking the question why there's a mustache on his binder? Was the binder so embarrassed to be in this movie that it donned a disguise? What inanimate object would be so afraid? Damn it, Hat!
You have a title for this film?
Black Angus.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, that's the sequel. Black Angus Jesus Christ. We're trying to cash in on the Pure Flix market.
You came into my office about a year ago, pitched another movie like this.
I've pitched a lot of movies in my day, yeah.
Yeah, it was something about a casino getting flooded during a hurricane, and the customers have to fend off sharks that got loose from a busted dam.
Oh my god, he made Sharknado? He actually looks exactly how I imagined him.
I know that you help fund low-budget, independent films shot by potential filmmakers in this town.
And I'm not just saying that because I look like a hybrid of both Jay and Silent Bob.
You've got nothing.
He goes to a completely empty bar, which in Springfield seems very unlikely, and discusses his next movie with his friend Neil.
How about we go the Ed Wood way? We get baptized and get a church to produce our movie.
Again, the Pure Flix angle.
A slasher film set in a mental institution.
Title me.
Welcome Back, Cutter.
The whole movie is going to be nothing but pun titles, isn't it? Hell, why don't you just rename the film Tasteful Sideburn, with a multicolored cast? And I don't mean there's people of different ethnicities, I mean there's different colors literally on his face. Seriously, are those pubes from a bear?
I think I might know how to get us some money.
So they go to another guy to try and get financing, played by Noah Antweiler, because clearly a person who talks like this...
Did you like Patrick Film?
I'm the one who shoved chocolate peeps up his ass in gym.
That was you? You're a legend!
would have crystal clean antiques all over the place.
Tell you what, boys. I'm a very powerful man. I'm talking like Reese's Pieces powerful. So.
Is that a saying?
Do you guys even know any black people at all? You do want the character playing Black Angus to be black, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, who do you know who's black?
I know a guy from Suburban Nights who's Belizean. Does that count? Hey, I guess it does.
What made you want to get into acting?
It was when I saw The Wiz.
Really?
To think that a group of black folks could taste something as white as the Wizard of Oz. And
Ah, where'd that car come from?
talks about Wizard of Oz anymore.
And hey, where'd those people go? Wait, there they are. And now they're gone again. I think the real story is happening in the background. Someone is clearly time-napping people and cars.
We got him.
Maybe next time you tell them the plot before you go right into the title.
Oh, come on. What kind of difference would that have made?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with him on that one.
Really think Piper Perabo would have said yes if they just told her up front her movie was called Slapper, She's French?
You're throwing out a Piper Perabo reference?
Nah, I gotta agree on that one too. You do know your fan base, right?
How in the hell did you get in good with a roller rink?
Well, during the record store strike in '91, I'm the guy supplied him with crisscross.
Gene, really, if it weren't for you, we couldn't have gotten in there.
Yeah, we would just have to resort to shooting in the parking lot.
I get it! I got that one. Vladimir, turns out, works for the producer that turned him down before and either likes doing work in his wife's room or has one hell of an interesting nightlife. But with those hips, I doubt it.
I also run a film club that meets every week, Vlad. It'd be nice to throw some color into our mix.
I'll bet. You know us black thespians love us some Gus Van Sant movies.
You take that back! I'm not even black and I'm offended.
This is a really shitty green screen, Neil.
Hey, come on, they used it on Tim Curry in The Worst Witch.
Isn't this a little much? I mean, point and shoot, man. Point and shoot. Isn't that our motto?
Yeah, but I think that's the motto of most porno actors, too. In fact, you sure you didn't hear that from one? By God, he's so intimidating that even the car shut off when he enters. He lets them know that Vladimir is his actor and that he's not gonna let him go anytime soon.
You'll also have no permits. With no permits, you cannot legally exhibit your movie.
Why do I get the feeling this part is semi-autobiographical?
Next time you write a script, think to yourself, what would Orson do?
Orson Pig? Who knew he was a Garfield and Friends fan? They decide to get the help of Gene without realizing they already got the help of Gene, and pretty much spend all their time getting help from Gene.
Gene, do you think you could get us an anchovy pizza?
Yes, but only because we walked down the street from the bar just so we can walk in front of it again. Just blame the alcohol, which I'm pretty sure is the tagline for the movie, actually.
We put on blackface and we go down to the NAACP and we tell them that the film commission is infringing on our rights to make black ink.
Oh, no.
I've seen Bamboozled. I know how to make blackface.
By God, this film is so unrealistic. Nobody saw Bamboozled! The next morning, they cure their hangovers by meeting at another totally empty restaurant. Again, given the city, there should be a lot of hungover people there. When he comes up with the idea to disguise himself as, what else? A cinema snob.
Pillows, front and back, Roger Ebert. 80s and 90s Roger Ebert.
The Ebert? Do you really want to admit to people that you gave Rookie of the Year a positive review?
Hey, that movie gave us the term funky butt loving. You shut the fuck up! You could have at least brought up that you liked Cop and a Half.
Here we go.
You can trim my sideburns, but leave the spirit gum. He finally comes out in the traditional snob wardrobe and enters their film group.
Vincent, come meet the others.
I would love to meet the others.
Oh, excuse me, I was just busy standing still and looking at nothing.
And what better night to join than on Being John Malkovich night?
What?
We watch Being John Malkovich, and then we pause the movie every time we want to talk about something symbolic that happens.
We also host a Reading Too Deep into Wachowski panel if you're interested. The only problem is he has to pick the next movie. He manages to bring a film that grosses them all out, so of course, they all love it. And then she ruined everything. Marla Hooch. He does manage, it seems, to make a friend with Nancy, played by Jillian Sorowski.
Hey!
Vincent, I see you've met my wife.
But murder is afoot as one of the movie buffs is killed that night. The next meeting, it's announced what happened as the investigators are looking into prime suspects.
You're on the list.
What list?
The film committee list, jackass.
Hey Vince, need a ride?
Good lord, yes I do. Good luck with the investigation.
Yeah, we'll keep in touch.
We'll call you when we figure out what David Fincher film we're in. So they go to, obviously, the only bar in town, which, once again, is completely empty. Seriously, why is every place in Springfield empty? I think I just answered my own question.
If I had a guy come up to me and say Caligula was his favorite movie, I'd say, where have you been all my life, and can I stick a flower up your ass?
Some more shots for the road.
Well, you usually have to finish your first drink before you order shots. Unless a daiquiri car bomb is something. They obviously hit it off as we cut to Pervy McPurvison watching Dummy McWindow Never Close and gets what's appropriately coming to him. Wow, that's one hell of a killer. He clearly stabs him in the chest, and yet somehow it ends up in his eye. He was even nice enough to tend to the wound with liquid latex. Most killers don't go that extra mile.
Looks like Jerky Boy there was jacking it in the bushes. And then he had a tussle with someone.
Yeah, some folks don't like it when people talk on their cell phones in public.
Oh, come on, you couldn't even go with long-distance calls will kill him? Once again, the murder is brought up at the film club.
We have a pretty good idea as to why Derek was outside of a stranger's household. But like many heroes of film, who are we to judge Derek's perversions? Chaplin, Polanski, Woody Allen, all of the greats have probably masturbated into their phone a time or two.
Ooh, that must mean I'm a creative genius. I mean, is that a thing?
Candy Silver?
Yeah.
A word?
Don't go too far, Mr. Don.
If that is your fake name.
What were you doing last night?
I got a drink.
With who?
Nancy Phillips.
Yeah? And what'd you do after that?
Nancy Phillips. Speaking of which, Nancy gets excited because she thinks she can solve the crime with Snob.
Me, you, Sandra.
Looks like you've already been hard at work at this.
I mean, the whiteboard, the marker, must have taken you days to put this together. They decide to talk to the two people they know the least about.
What's your name?
Chester.
Hey, Dad! You're already on a video on the DVD, moving on. Oh. They don't get anything important out of him unless you like black and white art films where people have sex with Jesus.
I like black and white art films where people have sex with Jesus.
Please return this DVD if you're into that. And not in person. Which means they go to talk to the other guy. It doesn't go well.
Hey guys, you look terrible.
I just saw a man die.
Cookie?
Oh, that's so I'm too lazy to rewind to figure out what his name is. But Snob reveals his true identity, and the producer decides he might actually finance his movie. But he gets killed off too, which means, hey, single again!
I don't have to be with Dan for you and I to be together.
But she's framed for the murder of her husband, and the cops arrest her by placing her in a very not police car. Clue number 1? So he calls for help from Gene, which is funny, I almost thought they forgot about him.
I almost thought you guys forgot about me.
To try and figure out who's behind all this.
Neil, I need you to do me a favor. Go to Nancy's, look around for some evidence, talk to neighbors. You're a director. Be manipulative.
Follow that reporter, Knox, take your camera. I'm gonna keep working on my Nicholson. But we get another character we almost forgot about, as Vladimir decides he wants to be Black Angus again, which somehow translates into him solving the mystery now. Hey, don't look at me, even he's like, what?
Oh, what?
So they waterboard the neighbor. Again, I don't even think they necessarily understand it.
It's all good, baby. I believe you. This man won't be bothering you again. So as long as you got Black Angus by your side. And from behind.
Well, it's not every day I get tortured by a guy with a fake black accent. Tell me, do you like art films where people have sex with Jesus? But it looks like Nancy's been kidnapped and Snob is supposed to deliver a kinda shit ton of money to them.
All of this for $26,000?
Hey, that's a big amount. Just not movie big amount. I would love $26,000. You got $26,000 just lying around? But a kid has told him to give him a nose in a box. Hey, come on, I thought Gus said no more kids. And he makes his way to the house where he gets knocked out and captured himself.
Hi, Mr. Golightly. Fuck. Surprised?
Like Zoink Scoob, it's the copper!
The exploitation filmmaker's so butthurt that this tiny little club wouldn't let him make his piece of shit movie. So he goes crazy, infiltrates the group, sleeps with the president's wife, and steals all their money.
You see, Mr. Bond, my plan is quite long-winded and hopefully doesn't give you time to escape. He talks about how his dad was a filmmaker and that the critics ripped him apart so he never made another movie. And this very bizarre plan is his way of getting revenge. But Black Angus comes in to shoot things up. And I have to admit, I love a movie that allows me to say that. I better get out of here, seeing how they have no advantage. Snob breaks loose and goes after him. Really? He holds that gun like a super scope and somehow he hits him 3 times? I wouldn't trust him to get past a level of Duck Hunt.
I kind of like playing that douchey film snob prick. Maybe there's something to that.
Look, just do me a favor first.
What's that?
Shave.
Me my head, right? No, don't do that. You'll look like a drug dealer. Well, what if I wore a White Castle hat? Then you'll look like a drug dealer for White Castle. Okay, Taco Bell it is. And that was the Cinema Snob movie, and honestly, despite the corniness that I pointed out, it's actually pretty funny. The movie is kind of a goofy exploitation film while they're trying to make an exploitation film. But it also stays true to the comedy and the style of the Cinema Snob while also having some good commentary on film in general. Yeah, it's corny at times, but it's also very likable. It's got a lot of good laughs and is definitely worth checking out. And seeing how the Snob doesn't mind that I review it, I guess there's really no other cameo I can have at the end.
Black Angus, motherfucker!
Black asshole!
Oh, come on, man, come on. Why you gotta play like that? Okay, now look, alright? Now I'm just trying to make a living here, alright? So excuse me for trying to do the best that I can. God! It's just no good these days, these people. Door's over here.